Today's judgment, which has been appealed, is an attack on our constitutional governance and an attempt to undermine the principles of federation. Now, how did a judge arrive at delivering judgment, knowing fully well that the subject matters upon which he wants to base his judgment on are all subjects of appeals pending at the appeal court and the Supreme Court on the issue of the legitimacy of those pro-Wike sacked lawmakers who decamped at a time there was no division in their party PDP into APC, and their seat automatically by virtue of the constitution became vacant. All of a sudden, the judge was fully aware that the matter is still in Supreme Appeal Court and still in Supreme Court, and his attention was drawn to them. But he rushed to deliver a judgment to seize the sovereign allocation of the people of Rivers State based on a matter that is still being challenged. And not only that, there was petitions and manifest evidence that was brought before her of bias, but she still continued. So what was she rushing? Why was she rushing to hear the matter in one day, reserve judgment, and then the next morning she has delivered the judgment? To achieve what? Just to throw Rivers, or attempt to throw Rivers into a state of anarchy. So this judgment is unenforceable. It will not stand. It has already been appealed. And let me make this very clear to Wike and his group. There will be no way forward on this matter until all the subject matters pertaining to the legitimacy of those former lawmakers whose seat has become vacant by virtue of their decampment is resolved by the Supreme Court. And I want to urge the governor of Rivers State, continue to show the maturity you are showing. Present your 2025 budget before the House of Assembly as properly constituted by Okejumbo. Until such a time, the Supreme Court makes a final determination on the legality or legitimacy of this issue of decampment. No court have decided expressly on it. So there is even order still existing that recognizes the vote and proceeding of the former Speaker Edisinehi, upon which Okejumbo is Speaker and upon which those seats were declared vacant. That order have not been discharged. So they have legitimacy to continue to do what they are doing. But I will advise the president. The problems of 1960 and 1980 started like this. Keeping quiet by Shagari and all these other people then. When those working for the federal government were busy dishing out orders, using security agencies, rigging elections, writing results, confronting other arms of government in the state just as a way of showing their support to Shagari. At the end of the day, democracy collapsed because this thing comes with anarchy, and we don't want that to happen. The whole country is in total disarray as I speak to you now. Economic hardship, uncertainties, left, right, and center. And then one man is playing, and his group using our federal high court to show that maybe at the end, when they are done, Nigeria should completely lose faith in the judicial system. And I want the CJN to stop this whole thing happening at the federal high court. So today's judgment was an attempt to undermine constitutional governance. Unacceptable, unenforceable. The opposition does not accept it. It has been appealed, so nothing will happen going forward. But having said that, the higher courts have an obligation to discharge this order, which if not, other states where there is dispute between governors and some godfathers will rush to court and obtain order to seize allocation of a state. The federal government has no constitutional power to seize the allocation of another arm of government, the state government. These are constitutional. These revenues are federation revenue shared at the federation meeting, where the federal government takes their own share and the state takes their own share automatically. You cannot stop it. It will be like an overthrow and an invitation to anarchy. So it's unacceptable. It's a judgment that wants to lay the foundation for anarchy and disorder. So it's completely unacceptable. And I will urge the federal government to please call their appointees to order. This is how it happened in the 60s and 80s. They are not working for it. They are fighting for their own political relevance in a state they have lost because of their greed. Don't let them drag you down. Because when this whole thing will explode, Nigerians will not stand by your side. Because everybody is watching what is happening with our security agencies, with our judiciary, because of one man. What is he looking for? If you go by the judgment of the Supreme Court delivered by Justice Onogeden, in a situation where those seats has automatically become vacant, that was Joshua Daire and Pialong. Those lawmakers decamped, and their seat automatically became vacant. And few members of the House of Assembly that was left then continued to preside, continued to conduct the affairs of the Assembly. The Supreme Court said they were right. until such a time by-election is conducted. So Okejumbo still remains speaker, and the house that he's piloting is still legitimate because there is vacancy in the seat of the 27th. And if the INEC conducts the by-election, then the house will have a full quorum. But the Supreme Court said they can continue to carry on the business of the legislator, like budget passing and so on and so forth, until such a time that by-election is held. So Governor Fubara is going to present the 2025 budget before the Okejumbo-led House leadership, and nothing can change that. And let us get this clear. We're not going to destroy our constitutional democracy and judiciary because of one man, desperate ambition to seize institutions of governance to himself for economic reasons. Because of him, the Federal High Court ruled that decampment is a pre-election matter. Because of him, the court that started issuing order to stop conduct of election. Another Federal High Court in Kano have even escalated further, learning from what the Federal High Court did in Abuja. And now suddenly, you want to use the Federal High Court to seize the sovereign constitutional allocation of another arm of government, another tier of government, the state. Federation allocation is not owned by federal government. Federal government is a party to sharing of that federation revenue. So it is statutorily shared to the state. It is a sovereign fund of the state when it gets to the state. If the governor is not doing the right thing in the discharge or usage of that money, there is a state house of assembly that should call him to order. If you have the number and the legitimacy, you can attempt impeachment. But because you don't have the legitimacy, now you are trying to legislate using the court to now use the federal to seize the allocation of the state government. That has never happened in any constitutional democracy. There's even no provision for that. That was one of these when federal government under President Obasanjo seized the allocation of Lagos State government, the local government fund. The Supreme Court made it very clear. And that was how President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then governor of Lagos State, was able to retrieve the money that was seized by the federal government. So why are we trying to change our constitutional governance, change our laws because, we can't get over the fact that he cannot manipulate or continue to manipulate governance in River State? He should live with that fact. But all eyes are on the Federal High Court. It's all these things you are doing. The Federal High Court. The whole country is watching you. On this reverse matter, the Federal High Court might rise or collapse. And the NJC should not keep quiet and be allowing them to be doing what they are doing. Over 30-something expert applications. Cases filed in expert in favor of Pro-Wike. Are we stupid? Are we fools? We're not fools. Judgment is not about dishing out of judgment. It is the perception. It is the belief that justice has been done. Where is the justice in almost over 20-something applications that have been granted? Even the ones that their judicial in state high court are brought to Federal High Court. Even when judges in Federal High Court Port Harcourt are sitting, they will say, oh, they are not going to give Wike group what they want. They will transfer the cases to other judges. But that petition have been written against judges who have shown manifest bias. And the CJ allowed them to continue. That is how Justice Abdulmalik Judge continued, rushed it. Even the right of reply by those before her court, she shut them out and just arrived and then delivered judgment, seized allocation. That is going to be practically impossible. Now the government has appealed this judgment, and we're very confident that higher courts would discharge this order, which is unknown to our constitutional governance, which is a recipe for anarchy. And I'm calling on Rivers people to rise. You can see now that this is not about Fubara. It's about one man's hatred for you people. He wants the state to be grounded. The last time their supporters, the Pro-Wike group, they are burning and bombing your local government headquarters, shooting at people, carrying bombs to rallies. So you can see this is madness.